and CEO of Tarmac Security Limited, Inko-TariahIpalibo, joins me to talk about the continuous insecurity in the country. And he joins me virtually. Good to have you join us. Let me ask you, because we've seen several priests, whether in Edo State, in Kaduna, been kidnapped, even some found dead eventually. Is this a change of target, or there is a statement that the bandits are trying to make here?
Well, it's quite unfortunate that the clergy have become the soft target for bandits. And but I believe it is because of the amount of ransom that was paid when the Methodist bishop was kidnapped. That has made it look as it were as though the church has a lot of money to pay as ransom, and so they have become a soft target.
And it's really sad because sometimes when there is no other option, and people are left with no choice but to secure the release of their loved ones through ransom. But in the wake of the Owo killings that we saw, we also saw pictures and videos of priests and clergymen who were carrying guns just to protect their members. Are you worried or concerned that we might get to that point where just generally religious bodies and religious worship centers would have to start carrying guns just to protect their members and protect themselves?
Unfortunately, we have gotten to that stage where efforts will have to be made by not just religious bodies, but every well-meaning Nigerian to protect themselves, because the government have failed us in terms of providing security for the citizens. So, but it should be done within the ambit of the law. There are firearms that are licensed and that can be issued to citizens. So if you can afford it, you get it, license it, and protect yourself. We have already gotten there.
Let me ask you, because sometimes the sense we get or the idea we have is almost as though there is nothing that can be done now, that we're at the point where, look, this is now beyond the country. And so it is something that we'll probably have to live with, that, look, these terrorist attacks are things we have to live with. And we're at the point where nothing can be done, or there is something that can be done now, but there's just refusal to do it. Where exactly are we in the clampdown on terrorists?
Well, as a country, nothing can be done because, number one, the various security agencies and their personnel put together is grossly inadequate for the protection of the entire citizens of this country. So if we want to depend on the security agencies providing security for Nigerians, then it's not possible. So it now behoves on the citizens to make effort, either as communities. Look at the attack that was stopped yesterday in Plateau. If not for the efforts of the military and the organized community security setup that was in place, it could have been worse. But with the help of that communal effort, they were able to resist, and then they were able to prevent the attack. So government, on one hand, have failed us in providing security, not because they don't want to, but because they lack the adequate manpower. So the citizens should organize themselves within the ambit of the law and protect themselves.
And what exactly is stopping it? Because again, you're talking about manpower. When you talk about manpower, it's basically about recruitment. So what is stopping us from recruiting more people into the military and other security agencies like the police?
Well, the answer to that question can only be given correctly by either the executive, the federal government, or the IG of police, or the chief of army staff. Because for me, we have enough resources that will take care of the wages of as many employees or personnel that can be recruited by either of the agencies or all of the agencies. So, but for some reasons, the recruitments are not happening as frequent as expected, and then the trainings are not even taking place as frequent as expected. So the government, if they want to get enough manpower, should employ more people into the various agencies, train them, deploy them, and let them be deployed to various communities. You see, if you look at Plateau State, for instance, we have less than 2,000 policemen, in the whole of Plateau State. So how on earth will that be sufficient to prevent any attack or crime? So by the time you spread across the entire Nigeria, you'll find out that the men are not there. They are not available.
I think it was also in Zamfara State where the governor said there are just about 3,000 policemen for over how many? About 4 million people in that state, which is quite pathetic. Thank you so much for talking to us. And we'll continue to review the security situation in the country. CEO, Tarmac Security Limited, Inko-TariahIpalibo. Thanks for talking to us.